Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcard on TayNinhTV with some last events in our province as well as nationwide. And here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of August the 27th, the Provincial Steering Committee for the Implementation of Resolution number 57 held its first meeting to assess the implementation of the Resolution number 57 on the development breakthroughs of the science and technology, innovation, and national digital transformation in the province. Secretary Provincial Party Committee and Head of the Steering Committee Nguyễn Văn Quyết, Standing Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee and Chairman Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, and Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Úc chaired the meeting. In implementing Resolution number 57 of the Politburo on the breakthroughs development of science, technology, innovation, and national digital transformation, the Provincial Steering Committee identified 67 key targets to be implemented, and to date, the province has completed 19 over 40 targets in 2025. The remaining targets have been implemented by the province to ensure the progress and requirements. However, the implementation of the tasks of the Resolution number 57 currently still has certain limitations. Some tasks are at risk of being delayed, affecting the overall results, such as the rate of providing online public services in the entire process over the total number of administrative procedures, with sufficient conditions only reaching about 52.1%. The target rate of administrative procedures received and resolved without administrative boundaries is over 70%, but so far has only reached about 21%. At the meeting, representatives of provincial departments and branches also contributed many ideas to speed up the implementation of tasks in 2025 and the implementation of digital education for all movement in the province. Speaking at the meeting, the Secretary of Provincial Party Committee, Head of Provincial Steering Committee Nguyễn Văn Quyết affirmed that, despite difficult conditions due to the arrangement and organization of the local government apparatus at two levels, the Provincial People's Committee departments, branches, and localities have shown their efforts and completed many tasks according to Resolution number 57. The Provincial Party Committee Secretary also requested the Standing Committee of the Steering Committee, the Standing Associates and members of Working Group to focus on advising the Steering Committee to ensure the completion of tasks according to Plan number 10 of the Provincial Party Committee Standing Committee and continuing to implement Resolution number 57. In particular, leaders of units must have a deep understanding, demonstrate a high political determination, and change their working methods and innovative thinking in its outside work and tasks. At the same time, the Provincial Party Secretary also requested the Standing Office of the Steering Committee to focus on completing the RAP project on implementing breakthroughs in science, technology development, innovation, and digital transformation in TayNinhTV province in the period of 2025 to 2030.
On the morning of August 27, the Provincial Peace Committee held a conference to summarize the 2024-2025 school year and the projects for the 2025-2026 school year. Member of the Provincial Party Standing Committee, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Peace Committee Đoàn Trung Kiên, attended the conference. The province currently has more than 1,000 educational institutions with over 32,200 civil servants and more than 3,500 labor contractors. The 2018 General Education Program has been implemented seamlessly, linking innovation in teaching methods with developing students' capacity and qualities. The high school graduation rate reached 99.33%, higher than the national average. The rate of schools meeting national standards reached 67%, exceeding the target of the resolution of the 11th Provincial Party Congress. The Malaysian movement of good teaching, good learning continued to spread, contributing to improving the quality of comprehensive education. At the conference, delegates discussed many solutions to improve the quality of education, especially developing high-quality high schools, orienting to make English the second language in schools, building the model of happy school, saying no to school violence. managing extra teaching and learning activities. Localities also share the advantages and difficulties in implementing the two-level local government model for education work and at the same time propose solutions for training and fostering human resources at intermediate and college levels, meeting the requirements of socio-economic development of the province in the new period. Speaking at the conference, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Service Committee, Đoàn Trung Kiên, acknowledged and commended the achievements of the provincial educational sector in the past school year. At the same time, he emphasized a number of key tasks in the coming time, including the need to pay special attention to education in both the areas in terms of facilities and teaching staff. Regarding the operation of the two-level local government model, there will be initial difficulties. He suggested that the Department of Education and Training regularly monitor and grasp the situation at educational institutions and at the same time strengthen close coordination with commune-level authorities to ensure state management of education in the area. On this occasion, the Provincial Service Committee awarded emulation flags to 3 collectors with leading achievements in the emulation movement for the 2024-2025 school year.
And implementing the plan of Provincial People's Committee to participate in the exhibition of the occasion of the 80th anniversary of the National Day anniversary and the National Exhibition Center, scheduled to take place from August 28th to the September the 5th in capital of Hanoi. The Ninh province has basically completed and is ready to serve visitors, visits, and experiences. TayNinh province participates with a theme TayNinh Aspiration for Integration and Sustainable Development. The exhibition space is divided into 4 main sub-areas including Area A, Land of Cultural Convergence, Area B, Period of 1945 to 1975, Loyalty and Resilience, Period of 1975 to 2000, Revival, Innovation. Area C, with the period from 2000 to 2025, is West Key Economic Corridor. And Area D, TayNinh is ready to enter a new era with the country. Its content group includes images, clips, administrative maps, historical documents, valuable materials, and typical OCB products, tourism products, etc. of the province. As the province with a strength in attracting investment in industrial development, in addition to 34 existing industrial parks, TayNinh has also 22 industrial clusters with the operation and with a total area of over 1,000 hectares.
According to statistics, 22 industrial clusters in the province have attracted 513 registered investment projects. The area of industrial land lease reached nearly 650 hectares. The occupancy rate of industrial clusters reached 82% if calculated based on the planned construction area and reached 94% if calculated based on the area of industrial land with completed infrastructure. With increasingly completed infrastructure along with open investment attraction policies, TayNinh continues to affirm its position as an attractive destination for industrial development in the southern region.
And currently, TayNinh has more than 37,400 registered businesses with a total capital over 912,000 billion Vietnam dong, along with more than 92,000 business households, of which the private economic sector accounts for over 60% of the economic scale and contributes over 24% of the budget's revenue and employs over 77% of the province labor force. These are the clear figures demonstrating the increasingly important role of the private economy in the overall development of the province. To accompany the private economic sector, TayNinh province has proactively implemented Resolution number 68 of the Peace Bureau on Private Economic Development, in which many specific programs and action plans are issued, focusing on removing disadvantages, attract investment, and accompany the businesses. We organize a lot, such as promoting domestic and foreign investment, business dialogue to remove obstacles and disadvantages of the businesses in the recent past, especially taking care of the customers or taking care of businesses investing in our area so that they are always attached, they always invest in TayNinh in a better way. Along with the attention and support from the government, the private business community also has special expectation for an eco-business environment in creating conditions for the long-term development also. From the perspective of a businessman, we are extremely happy that the Portuguese government clearly identified private enterprises and the private economy as the main driving force for the development of society. Then I hope that after Resolution number 68, that distinction will no longer exist and private enterprises and individuals are developed in parallel and equally with all the corporations and state-owned enterprises, which aim to contribute to the common cause of the country. According to the plan, by 2030, TayNinhTV strives to have over 66,000 enterprises, forming a large enough enterprises to participate deeply in the global value chain. And the private economy maintains an average growth rate of 10% per year, contributing over 62% of GDP and over 35% of the budget and creating a job for about 84% of the workforce. To do better, to promote TayNinhTV better, we need to closely follow the orientation, mechanism, the policies, resolution, law, etc., and so that we can implement them effectively locally. With the specific goals and the support of the government, the dynamism of the business community and policy orientation from the central government, TayNinhTV's private economic sector is affirming its important role in the socio-economic development. And recently, the Central Propaganda and Mass Mobilization Commission delegation, led by Mr. Hun Than-dak, member of Party Central Committee and deputy head of the Central Propaganda and Mass Mobilization Commission, visited and worked with the Thanh Thanh Công Biên Hòa Joint Stock Company, AFRIS. At the meeting, AFRIS leaders made the proposals and recommendations on land policies, support mechanism for pioneering enterprises deploying high technology, mechanism to encourage agricultural value chains, proposed to implement the commitment to net zero, and implement resolution number 57. The deputy head of Central Propaganda and Mass Mobilization Commission, Hun Than-dak, highly appreciated AFRIS' commitment to net zero by 2035, earlier than the commitment to achieve the net zero by 2050 of the Vietnamese government, and hope that this would spread to many other enterprises in the country. At the same time, we hope that AFRIS will be a typical place to implement Resolution number 57 of the Politburo on breakthroughs in science and technology development, innovation, and national digital transformation, and Resolution number 68 of the Politburo on private economic development also.
Given the complicated developments of this year's rainy and flood season, the Department of Agriculture and Environment of the province has directed localities and specialized units to focus on implementing many measures to protect agricultural production. As of August 20th, the whole province has sown more than 263,000 hectares of summer autumn rice, of which 68% of the area has been harvested. In addition, more than 36,000 hectares of autumn winter rice and more than 10,300 hectares of summer autumn rice are also in different row stages. The limit damage caused by rain and floods, the Department of Agriculture and Environment requests localities to urgently harvest ripe rice, arrange machinery and means of transport in a timely manner. At the same time, it is recommended to sow autumn-winter rice only in areas with soft days. For vegetables and root trees, farmers need to proactively harvest early, clean the fields, clear the floor, and take measures to support and prune branches to reduce wreckage.
And Vietnam progress since the 1986 of Đổi Mới reforms is one of the world's most remarkable development stories, from one of the world's poorest countries to a dynamic middle-income economy in less than 4 decades. And these are the comments of the World Bank representative in Vietnam when sharing about our country's 80 years development history. These are the comments of the World Bank representative in Vietnam when sharing about our country's 80-year development history. The World Bank's partnership with Vietnam has lasted more than 3 decades, nearly as long as the country's reform journey, and with the provision of the technical assistance and nearly $26 billion in finance to support the country's profound transformation. According to the World Bank, from a country where more than half of the population lived in extremely poverty, this figure has now fallen to less than 1%. Real incomes have increased sixfold, and life expectancy has increased by 7 years since the early of 1990s. Vietnam is a story of vision, perseverance, and reform that has brought real results for its people. Perhaps the most striking change in Vietnam's global integration. Trade now is set for 160% of GDP, one of the highest ratios in the world, and thanks to deep integration into global supply chain, from textile, footwear to electronics, Vietnam has a workforce of 57 million people, more than 20 million new jobs have been created since the đổi mới, and more than 80% are now working in the private sector. Highlights of the World Bank's knowledge and financial support to Vietnam over the years include electrification program for 99% coverage, and rural transport and local road management program, rural clean water supply program, developing climate change resilience in the Mekong region, and series of 10 credit operations supporting poverty reduction, helping to build important institutional foundations for a market-oriented economy. Vietnam 2035 and Vietnam 2045 reports. To achieve high income status by 2045, Vietnam needs to increase per capita growth to about 6% per year over the next 2 decades and avoid the middle income trap that has slowed many other countries. And the way forward is quality growth, not just faster growth. In the next phase, the World Bank representative in Vietnam believes that strong institutions are the backbone of the country's sustainable development. Research shows that countries that have successfully transitioned to high incomes have one thing in common: effective and accountable institutions. A currently important advantage is consolidating provinces, streamlining the administrative apparatus through merging ministry, departments, and agencies, and piloting digital government are expected to improve efficiency and also productivity, including reducing administrative procedures for both citizens and businesses. In particular, an important shift will be for the state to shift from directly promoting economic activity to facilitating it, creating a transparent, predictable, and rules-based environment where the private sector has confidence and is willing to invest to thrive. And after the merger, the then Provincial Women's Union quickly stabilized its organization, consolidated its apparatus, implemented the new tasks, and especially continued to maintain and promote the community-oriented models that have been considered bright spots for many years. The women's union at all levels in the then province continue to effectively promote many models that have previously shown outstanding effectiveness. Typically, the Love Rights Share model, Saving Loan Group, God Model Program, Saving for the Piggy Bank. In the first 7 months of 2005, the unions at all levels mobilized billions of Vietnam dong from the members, philanthropists, and businesses, promptly presenting thousands of gifts, scholarships, and means of livelihood to the poor. At the same time, after the merger, volunteer activities and models continue to be maintained and organized more systematically. Notable among these are charity kitchen models, cooking free meals for the poor, people in difficult circumstances, and poor patients. In the first 7 months of 2005 alone, Women's Union at all levels organized nearly 100 rice cooking sessions, giving away thousands of free meals.
In Hanoi, the Central Steering Committee for the celebration of major holidays in the period of 2023-2025 has opened the Press Center to serve the 80th anniversary of the August Revolution and National Day, September 2nd, a major event arousing the tradition of patriotism, the spirit of rich solidarity, and national pride. The Press Center is a place to coordinate the operations of nearly 1,500 domestic and international reporters, providing information, technical support, ensuring safety and security throughout the reporting process. In addition, press information work will contribute significantly to the overall success of the National Day celebration, September 2nd. The event also marks the special release of the postage stamp set celebrating the 80th anniversary of the National Day of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, contributing to the propaganda, dissemination of historical values, and aspirations for national development.
And ladies and gentlemen, the western region of Đắk Lắk province is known as a place with the values and advantages for developing community tourism associated with the diverse cultural identity of the people of the Central Highlands. And this place has left many unique impressions with the agricultural model combined with the eco-tourism. And coming here, visitors will be immersed in the peaceful space among the gardens, lakes, and vast coffee plantations. In addition, attractive local products have been introduced and promoted by the accommodation establishment to visitors inside and outside the province. I'm extremely excited by the wildness of the mountain and the forest. Many ancient trees are seen with my own eyes. The domesticated wild elephants. The people here are quite friendly and have a diverse cultural color. The cooperative is constantly building 10 ecotourism spots around Sarabok, 3 hydropower lake to serve the tourists, and after the province merger, the cooperative surveyed the east-west areas in the province to have a plan to connect and build the tours and routes between the two coastal and mountainous regions. In July of 2005, the tourism activities in Dak Lak province have developed significantly. The total number of tourists reached 710,000, an increase of 41.23% over the same period in 2004, and the total revenue from tourism activity reached 1,420 billion Vietnam dong. This is a positive signal for the local tourism industry. After the new province has established, Dak Lak has a sea, so I was very excited to go to Tuy Hoa Beach with my family to experience it, and I'm proud that the cultural and tourism values between the sea and the mountains are connected. In the near future, the department will host a number of major cultural, physical education, and sports events in both the eastern and western regions of the province, and at the same time organize activities to stimulate tourism, such as building new tours connecting destinations in the province. Determining tourism as a key economic sector, Dak Lak is promoting the image of blue sea, white sand, and golden sunshine combined with the cultural identity of the mountains and forests. The tourism industry is also making efforts to promote the advantages of the land and the people here, promising to bring visitors unique and unforgettable experiences. And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.